Once again, I've hiked up to one of my favourite hills here. It's probably about an hour after lunch. It gets dark in about 3 or 4 hours, so I'm about to just start viewing, see if I can pick up a sambar. I've already seen 4 not far from where we parked, and actually now I'm pretty sure there's one right over on the opposite side from where I'm looking at the moment. That looks like a sambar to me. Again, when you haven't been to a property, especially a fringe property like this for a while, the deer get quite comfortable. Now, I'm just filming one here. I haven't ranged it yet. It's probably about 600 to 700 yards, and actually as I look there, I think there's another 4 or 5 over the back here. But basically this is all I use just to get my footage. Now that deer is basically straight over there. But as I look, I think there's another 4 over the back over here. I'm just going to swing the spotting scope around and have a look. Now, just as I was looking at a deer over there, as I've said, there's 4 grazing over, right over in the distance, over there, the 1250 yards away. Lee's actually down there at the moment, so I'm sort of just guiding him in. It's all about getting some meat, and if we take our time and get in the right location, we can sort of pick which one we take. I know it sounds a little bit fussy, but it's a little bit like farm management, I suppose. Filter out the good and bad, and just take the right amount of numbers, and you can continue to do it all the time. By sitting up on top of the hill here, setting up with a spotting scope and the binoculars, it gives me the advantage of being able to avoid the kangaroos putting the deer up when we get close to them. I can sort of either guide Lee in, or I can take my shots from up here, providing I feel confident with it. And on a day like today, there's virtually no wind, so if something presents that Lee can't get in close on, I feel quite confident that I could take the deer out to, probably 800 yards. This 7mm Rem mag would do it, no problem. You'll probably go further, but I'm confident out to that, no problem at all. Now again, these 4 deer are straight over here, 1250 yards from me, but Lee's working his way down to them. Any one of them would be a good eater. But I've just been watching through the spotting scope, and I think they might be onto him. So the challenge is on. We'll see whether he's up to it. Well, he's not too happy. I've just had a look at the video footage, and he's definitely hit that deer, I'd say, a little bit low, or it just hasn't expanded properly or something, but he said he went straight in the middle of the chest. That's where he was aiming, so a big animal. You only need to be off by a few inches. It wouldn't take much just not to hit one of the vitals, but now he's got the task of trying to find it in the thick scrub. And as there's so many deer around, there's so many tracks in there, it's not so easy. So he's got a little bit of a task ahead of himself before it gets dark. I'm just going to stay up the top of this hill and see if I can nail a definite one as close to the car as possible if I can. Well, with the last rays of sunlight now, I've got half a dozen deer, well, over that way. A little bit of an awkward spot to get them out, so I'm not in a hurry to shoot them there. Lee still hasn't found his hind. He's not a happy camper. I'm hoping one will come out down the bottom, and we can afford to be fussy. We've got a bit of meat in the fridges at home and a bit more in the freezers, so we don't have to make our life hard. If we don't shoot them this weekend, I'll be able to get them next time. But at this stage, we've got about half an hour of good light, so it's not over yet. I'm just going to follow these deer and just watch them. Well, actually they're grazing back right towards me and there's hardly any wind, so you never know. We'll see how close they get. As soon as that sun hit the hill, the temperature started to drop real quick. Those deer that started off 500-600 yards away are now within a couple of hundred yards. They're feeding towards me. With the air getting so cold so quick, my scent should just drop down the hill. So I've got every little bit of chance of getting them in pretty close. I'm going to try and film them as long as I can. Probably got about another 15-20 minutes before it gets totally dark, so we'll see how much footage we can get. But I'm not going to shoot them because one, I'm not going to be able to get them out easily from up here, and two, I want to make sure that one that Lee hit, hopefully we find it. Well, it's just about dark. Lee hasn't managed to find his hind. I've got 5 Sambar hinds behind me and 1 stag, 1 spiker. They know something's not right, or at least one of them does, but the others, they're still feeding over there. I'm not going to shoot them. I've had fun just filming them. And as we speak, they're getting closer. You probably won't be able to see them there in the dark. And trust me, probably doesn't look it in the video, but it is almost dark now. So they live for another day. It's time to pack up and head down.
What am I going to do today? I'm hoping to wait for you to shoot a deer.
Why?
Before the fog rolls in, I reckon you've got a better chance. Because I've got other things to do. I've got other things to do.
And what happened yesterday? What happened yesterday?
Sun come out. There was a bright patch in the sky.
What happened yesterday?
It just didn't shine on me.
What happened yesterday?
I went for a little bit of a search and rescue.
Have you learnt the lesson?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah.
it's not good enough. What position are you going to shoot the deer?
I think I have.
What position? What position?
Prone.
What position are you going to shoot that deer in? Where are you going to hit it? Where are you going to hit that deer?
Yeah.
So where do you reckon you shot it?
Behind the shoulder lobe.
Yeah, I reckon you've hit in the shoulder blade.
Yeah. No.
And those...
Oh, it's definitely killed it. I have no doubt about
No, it's not dead. It's probably walking around.
No, it's suffering a severe peritonitis, Steve.
No. I think you just couldn't find it dead in the bush.
Oh, no.
It wouldn't have gone too far.
No, it went far enough. It didn't have to go far. It was scrub.
Hey?
Yeah, it was scrub and slippery.
So are you going to increase the power to that rifle, or you...
Yeah, I'm going to actually, when I shoot, I'll give it a little bit of a jolt. Might do the trick, open up them SST.
Sounds like a plan. Can't be any worse.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes. No, it
happens to us all.
No, don't worry. I know. Don't worry. I know too well. But even so,
In front of the shoulder, in the neck.
Yeah, shot placement.
That would have gone down on the spot.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that.
All right, I'm a very busy man. I've got to go.
Okay. Back later.
Righto. Well, it's early morning now. Last night we went out for a spotlight just to knock over a few foxes, and over here I've seen a dozen sambar during the night. I thought, alright, come back in the morning, I'll set up on these, about between 600 and 800 yards, but they're not there anymore. It's now 8 o'clock, haven't seen any deer. I'd say what they're doing is just coming out in the afternoon, warming up a little bit in the afternoon sun, feeding into the dark and then heading back into the scrub before daylight. Can't say I blame them because it's actually quite chilly now. The trouble is once they go back into the scrub here, it's just too thick. You just got no hope of hunting it at all, and they know it. So we've got to sort of work according to the layout of the area, and the best way to do it we've found is to sit back off and just wait for them to come out. But we're going to have to head off soon. It's not over yet, but I was hoping the first hour from sunrise, I thought that would be the most productive, but at this stage haven't seen anything. I haven't heard a shot. Been on the radio to Lee, he hasn't seen anything. So it's looking like they've all headed back up into the scrub and basically lay down into the natural blanket, I suppose, of the tea tree and the gums up in there. I'm the only silly bugger standing out here in the cold. But yeah, if we don't get something today, it's just an excuse to come back another day. Well, it's now 9 o'clock in the morning. I've only seen one hind disappear on me pretty quick, didn't present a shot, about 700 or 800. Lee's put up one. He's just given me a little bit of a wave in the distance. I think it's about time to pack up and do a little bit of work before we head off. Freezers are full, so we don't really need the meat, but we'd take an easy one at the moment. But a couple of weeks from now might be a different matter. We'll head up, and I don't think we're going to have to work too hard. It's a real sanctuary from here, so this way, a couple of weeks I won't be so forgiving. I'll be taking what comes my way.